This hearing is being, as with the other two that we had last week, this public hearing is being convened to comply with the charter requirements for the redistricting process, which required a redistricting commission to be named by the county council by March 1st of this year, which was done by resolution. The statute or the charter section also requires the commission, in considering potential changes or alterations to the current district maps, to hold or convene at least 3 public hearings in order to solicit citizen input on these matters. That is the purpose of these hearings, to hear from the public who live in these districts, so that they can give you a personal view of what they believe the boundaries should be in their area. So this is the 3rd one. We had the first one on June 1st, and then on June 3rd, and now it is June 9th, and we were having the 3rd one. These hearings are being held virtually still. I know some people would like it if we were in person, but then I think there are others that would be uncomfortable with that, given where we still are at the moment, although things are getting much better. So that is a good thing. The hearing format, well, before we get into the hearing format, let me just introduce the members of the redistricting, the 2021 Councilmanic Redistricting Commission. First is Mr. Aaron Plymouth. Mr. Plymouth.
Hello, I am Aaron Plymouth. I am delighted to be a member of the Councilmanic Redistricting Commission. I'm excited that we have 10 people who are going to testify today, encouraged by the number of respondents who've sent in written testimony, and pleased that many of you have found the time to visit us today and listen and have input into the work that the commission is going to do. So I'm looking forward to hearing the input today and work with my fellow commissioners and making sure that in October, when our report is made to the council, that it reflects many of the concerns that are reflected in the hearings and the testimonies. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next is Jim Allman.
Thank you, Tom. Again, as I said in the past, public hearings, I look forward to hearing from the public. They offer, invaluable insight. After all, it's their community, and they're going to be helpful in the work that we do in the months ahead. So I'm looking forward to it. Thanks.
Thank you. And then next would be Samuel Newberger.
Thanks, Tom. Sam Newberger, lifelong Baltimore County resident. I live in the 2nd District now with my family. I want to thank everybody, particularly the members of the public who are here taking time out of their busy schedules to help inform us and the commission as we move forward in this process. So thank you.
Thank you. And then finally, Miss Sophia Montgomery.
Hi, I'm Sophia Montgomery, president of the Chesapeake Gateway Chamber of Commerce, and I have been been living in Perry Hall for the last 35 years.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And again, just to briefly mention again, the 5th member of the commission is Robert E. Latshaw, Jr. Mr. Latshaw is an active member of the commission and has been at the other 3 hearings, but unfortunately he is unable to join us this evening. But again, he does send his regrets. So thank you, Bob. So moving right along, tonight we will hear from the public. As I understand it, the public, anyone who wanted to testify at tonight's hearing would have the opportunity to do so by registering on the council's website. There is a virtual hearings and sessions page on our website, which allows people to click on that and then register on our online form for this evening. One could testify about the 6th or 7th district, or about the east side of the county in general, or something completely different if they maybe weren't able to attend one of the other hearings. So we have quite a few attendees. It looks like we have about 27 attendees. Ms. Belcastro, how many people signed up to testify?
Mr. Bostwick, 10 people signed up to testify this evening.
Okay. The ground rules essentially are pretty simple. Ms. Belcastro will call the name of the person who is to testify. She will unmute your microphone, and then you will have 3 minutes to tell the commission anything you'd like about the redistricting. Go ahead, Chris.
Our first speaker is Ed Smith. Mr. Smith,
Ah, you're speaking to Ed Smith.
you may begin your testimony, Mr. Smith.
Surprise, I was just at number 5, so I was still catching my breath. So let me start. I'm a retired resident of Lock Hill, have lived here for over 25 years. I'm a past president of our very active Lock Hill Community Association. The association itself has been an active member of the Greater Towson Council of Community Associations, now known as the Towson Community Alliance. We came in late 10 years ago and pleaded our case that we should remain in the 5th district, but unfortunately, we missed early notices, and we're kind of told that when we did come to the council that, well, they hadn't heard from us before. So we're hoping we've got into this redistricting set of hearings early enough in this round that you will listen to our sincere wish that a single Towson district contain the county seat, and the rest of us that live and think of ourselves as residents of Towson. We are just south of the county seat, the main business district. We shop, we do business. Our kids, the neighbor kids, all go to the schools in this Towson only area. And we feel like having us separated from the Towson area is not in the best interests of the community, no matter how good a job Ms. Bevins is doing representing us since we got moved to the 6th district. We're hoping this is a chance for you to move us back. I appreciate you guys staying after hours. I can imagine what kind of time sink this is. I want to say thank you for that. Thank you for the council members for their attention. Thanks.
Mr. Boswick,
Yes.
our next speaker is Edward Kudlowski. Mr. Kudlowski,
Yes.
you may
Thank you.
begin your testimony.
Just to really reiterate what Ed Smith said, that Black Hill's been part of a Towson community for as long as I know. I moved here in 1993, wanted to move back to Towson where I grew up, and just came to this community, loved it. You know, our kids all go to the same schools as, right in District 5, which I can literally sit on my front steps and throw a stone into District 5. And, we feel that we have more in common, I guess, with people across the street who are in District 5. I guess my feeling is we're not asking to move, we're asking for reunification. And to, once again, be politically part of, well, not politically in terms of politics, but in the same district as we were in the past, and has nothing to do with the politics of Ms. Bevins or, Mr. Marks. It's we want to be with our neighbors again. I'll keep it at that.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Patty Nichols.
Phone problems.
Ms. Nichols,
can you hear me? I'm having some microphone problems.
No, we can hear you.
Okay, great, thanks.
Mhm.
I also live in Lock Hill. I've lived here since 1989. I also am a past president of the Lock Hill Community Association, and I'm currently our Lock Hill delegate to the Towson Community Alliance. And as my neighbors have said, you know, Towson is our nexus for education, for recreation, for business, and, you know, a commercial area. And we, Ms. Bevins, we appreciate you, but I want to use the example of what is confusing. After the 2010 reapportionment, Towson, which is the county seat, was split into 3 councilmanic districts. So 2 years ago, there was a meeting about overcrowding in Towson High School. And it was like Mr. Marks was there. The school's physically in the center councilmanic district of Towson. Ms. Bevins was not invited. Mr. Patoka was not invited, even though they represent families with students in Towson High School, and our students have gone there for generation after generation. To Ms. Bevins' credit, she found out about it and she showed up and represented us, but it shows how, you know, the community of Towson is in these 3 different silos and the kinds of problems it can present. You know, if there's a problem in commercial district of Towson, do I go to Mr. Marks? I'm not his constituent. Do I go to Ms. Bevins, even though that's not in her district? Do I go to all 3 councilmen about it? So it presents some dilemmas in terms of being, you know, efficient and really addressing all the issues of all of Towson. So I also am asking that you consider community integrity and community conservation as you draw these districts. I also ask that you reunite all Towson communities, including Lock Hill, in the same councilmanic district. And as I said, we super appreciate Ms. Bevins for representing us, but there is a lot of, you know, problematic issues as far as my neighbors and I, you know, have experienced. So thank you all for serving on this commission. We appreciate your time and your attention.
Our next speaker is Dawn Ferris. Ms. Ferris?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, yes, good afternoon. My name is Dawn. I'm actually a resident of Maryland or Baltimore County as of 2012, coming from Florida, South Florida. And I'm actually living in District 4 right now. And my concerns is that we were not notified of this hearing. We found out after the fact. And then I also found out we were redistricted 10 years ago from District 3 to District 4, which I don't understand why. And then I was listening to the recording, and they were saying that they wanted a district with African Americans in it, and I'm completely against that. To me, that's segregation, and you're robbing all the children of a culture. You know, you're robbing our children and the people that are not African American of culture and diversity. I believe that this community should not be. I live in District 4, actually, in the Lionswood community, and I believe that we should go back to District 3. I don't believe that we should be District 4. I don't believe that a district should be formed based on race. I believe that it should be diversified. It does have a huge economic impact, and I believe that the Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders, and other nationalities are not being representative here. Our councilmen, we don't even have competition. We have one council person. There's never really another, there's no one to go against this council person that we have. So I really believe that that we definitely need diversity in our community, and I do not. I am totally against segregation. I really believe that the Lionswood community needs to be redistricted back to District 3. That was changed in 2011, and speaking to the community, most of the residents were not aware of this redistricting that happened 10 years ago. They were not aware that we were switched to District 4, and they are, concerned and would like to go back to District 3. And that's all I have to say. And I hope you take into consideration that segregation is not what we're for. We're for actually, cultural experiences and diversity. This, our district should not be 78% African American. We should be a mixed community because we do have other nationalities that are here that need to be representative. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your testimony.
Our next speaker is Kristen Turner. Ms. Turner?
Yes. Can
You
you
may
hear me
repeat
okay?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thank you for allowing us to speak today. I greatly appreciate it. My comments are back to District 6 in Lock Hill. I just want to elaborate on what my neighbors have spoken about in the previous comments and to just express my unwavering support in keeping Lock Hill within the Towson district and reuniting it with District 5. Just as a background, my husband and I were born and we grew up in Towson. We both went to Towson High School. We still stay in touch with our friends from that time who also live here. They too live in Towson. We did leave for a time for college, but last year we moved back and bought our first home on Lock Hill Road. And we now have a daughter. She's only an infant, but we are just very excited for her to go to Stoneleigh Elementary one day. My husband also went to Stoneleigh Elementary. So basically, I'm just trying to agree with my neighbors that we feel that we're a part of the Towson community and we just want to have our voices heard. We just have our family here, our friends here, a strong support system in the Towson area. And we just want to continue that important sense of community by reuniting Towson under one council district, including us in Lock Hill, just like it was before 2010, which I just recently learned about. In short, we just feel strongly that our community is with the Towson area, like other people have commented on, with our schools being Towson High School, Dumbarton, and Stoneleigh Elementary, and that Lock Hill should be rejoined with District 5. And that's all I have to say, and I just greatly appreciate your time and consideration with everything and making the time to hear from us.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Charles Kassoff, if I'm saying that right.
Please.
Are you there, sir?
I am here. Thank you. Yes, it's Kassouf. It's similar to a
Thank you.
sneeze. So, well, good evening, Redistricting Commission members, and thank you for providing this opportunity for us to address this commission. And thank you for your continued service to the communities that make up Baltimore County. I live in the wonderful community of Lock Hill, which is a small but vibrant Towson neighborhood. I shop at Towson Shops. I eat at Towson restaurants. I coached a youth soccer team in Towson Rec. I have a community garden in Forge Park. I'm a mentor to the Towson University's Accelerator program. As a small business owner, I purposefully located my office in Towson because that is the community I wish to serve. I have made a concerted effort to be an active member of the Towson community. My neighbors in Lock Hill share similar levels of attachment to and involvement with Towson. In short, Lock Hill is a part of Towson and therefore deserves to be counted in District 5. I urge you to take this redistricting opportunity to place Lock Hill back into District 5 where we properly belong. Thank you for your time and good evening.
Thank you for your testimony.
One moment. Our next speaker is Katie Ernst. Ms. Ernst?
Hi, this is Katie Ernst. I'm calling on behalf of Lock Hill community. And like my neighbors have said previously, we are advocating for our community to be placed back into District 5. We're currently in District 6, and I really appreciate what Kathy Bevins has done for us greatly. But we feel like we are a part of the greater Towson community, being a part of the Towson Community Alliance. Our kids, Henry and soon to be Charlotte, will go to Stoneley Elementary School, and we walk through that park every day, the Overlook Park. We have been participating community members in helping clean up the English ivy of the park and monitoring the health of the stream back there. And we just really feel like we are a part of Towson community and proper, and we hope that you guys go ahead and push us back into District 5, where we feel we belong. We shop at the shops, the Giant up the street. We go to Trader Joe's. You know, there are a lot of things that we do in Towson proper that really we go to church up there at Central Pres, and it's really just a wonderful community, and that's why we moved to Lock Hill. And not to mention, we absolutely love our neighbors. We are an amazing small community in itself, and as amazing as it is, we want to join that greater Towson community and bring that right back into the Towson seat. And so I just urge you guys to consider placing us back into District 5, and also making sure that we have one council person to represent all of the Towson community, so that we have a nice, transparent local government that can make progress and grow like we want to grow. So I appreciate your time and your efforts, and thank you so much.
Thank you for your testimony, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Bostwick, our next speaker is Mark Pagiano. And I apologize if I'm not pronouncing everyone's name correctly.
That sounded pretty good to me.
Okay. Mr. Pagiano?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, great. Yeah, I too am representing the Lock Hill community, and as you can see, we're pretty active. We may be a small area, but we are diverse, we are proud. I am the president of the Lock Hill Community Association. And as you can tell, we kind of take turns and everybody works together. We're like I said, we're racially diverse. We are diverse ethnically. We consist of educators, BSO musicians, scientists, healthcare workers, federal and state employees, and business owners. And we network throughout Towson, and we patronize the businesses. We are involved in the businesses. One story on the York Road Commerce section, there was a change of ownership recently, and a person that I'm really close with and turn a lot of business to, Scott Chambers at Pedal Fund, had to relocate. We would have loved to be able to do more for him, but we couldn't because we are in the 6th district. We'd like to be relocated to the 5th district. I moved here in 2015 and became attached very quickly. I was filled in on the history very quickly. The results of the 2010 redistricting due to the census. So as you can see, we're pretty connected, and we will do as much as we can in joining the 5th district once again. So I thank you for your time.
Thank you for your testimony, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Bostwick, our next speaker is Emmanuel Shadeen. I know I'm not saying that correctly, but are you there?
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I have both a testimony and questions because I'm new to this. With everything that I've heard thus far, it seems like the majority of the people who have spoken in this meeting have a good grasp, understanding of the process and everything that goes into it. First, my testimony is I would like to say thank you to the Lock Hill people who spoke up, and just hearing that it shows that they are an organization or group who are able to, in the very least, verbalize their opinions and make their political power be known. My testimony is that I would like the same thing for District 4. I moved into District 4 in 2017, and I actually did come to the last meeting, and I just sat in that meeting just to understand the process, but I was not able to really understand what was going on. But the same way that the Lock Hill residents were able to come on here and verbalize their position, I would like that opportunity for District 4. I'm not sure if this is a critique for the commission or whether it's a critique for our councilmen who did not get us that information in due time to allow us to be there. But moving forward, I think we should do a better job of informing residents who have skin in this game. So that is my testimony. So now to the questions, because I'm really just trying to understand what is going on and how things are moving. I went through and I read the manual, and from the manual, what I gleaned from that is a macro level explanation of the process. But one thing that I noticed in the manual that it didn't give me a necessary micro level. It didn't help me understand who the commission members are, essentially how were they picked. And that's where my questions are coming from. And especially in hopes for transparency, I hope that I can get some answers to my questions, which will not only benefit me, it will benefit those here in District 4. I'm a member of the Ballard Green community, and I plan on taking whatever response that I get from you guys back to this community, because there are a lot of people who are interested. To my questions, I would like to know what is the political affiliation of each member of the commission, because one thing that was in the manual was that it allows for political leanings or political influence in the redistricting. So I would like to know what are you guys' political affiliation, so that once the redistricting come out, it will give me an understanding of what went into it.
Sir, if I could, this is really not like an open forum for questions and answers. This is just that, a public hearing for the public to testify and give their thoughts and opinions about redistricting. The one thing I can tell you is I would recommend that you not only review the redistricting commission, the redistricting manual, which you've indicated you did, but you should also look at the page on the council's website on the redistricting commission, which you must have done to it in order to get access to the manual, because that page has been updated with information on the commission members, the agendas, and meeting minutes from the last organizational meeting that occurred earlier on. I would also recommend that you review Section 207 of the county charter. This also covers the revision of councilmanic districts, and it goes kind of step by step as to how it goes. The commission is appointed by the county council. There are 7 members of the county council, and the 5 members of this commission are appointed by those 7 members. So that's about the best I can tell you as far as that goes. And thank you very much for your testimony.
Yeah, no, so I understand that. And to me, that is a macro level. So for example, how were I think there was a 6-month requirement to be a commission member. All right, so is it that I have to go and petition to be appointed, or is it just because of my political affiliation? It's there's so many questions in that manual and what everything that's online that is not answered. So, and then my question is, if this is not the right forum to get those answers, where is the right forum to get those answers? Because to me,
Mr. Glassman, Miss, Sir, if I may
yeah,
interrupt
you can just call me
momentarily.
Manuel.
Any questions or inquiries like that you may have, you can certainly send an email to the redistricting email address, which is also on our website, with any questions, and someone will get back to you with those answers.
Yeah, so I also emailed that, not necessarily with these questions, but I also emailed that councilmanic email to just try to see if I'll get what is the response rate from it, and still to now, no response from that email. So it's like I'm just trying to get answers to understand this full process. That as long I plan on being in Baltimore County for extended period of time, a couple of years. And if I'm going to be a full member of this county, like I would need information. It's like I can't. I'm not getting a response from the emails. I'm not getting a response here. Where can I go to get that information?
Your point is very well taken. The commission has been established already. That was done in March of this year. The county council appointed the 5 members. That was done publicly, and the commission has been established. And
Yeah,
we are
no.
now
So for example, that's my question: is how in the next 10 years, what would I have to do to put myself in a position to be appointed? Is it that I put in a petition, or is it that I just keep showing my face at every single meeting and then I get
Right.
appointed?
This is a one-time thing every 10 years. So once the commission's work is done in October, then the commission will be disbanded, so to speak, and that will be the end of their work. And then another commission will be appointed in 2031 for the next census, which occurs in 10 years. So it's not a matter of getting on the commission and being on it for a period for years. It is a what we call, I guess, an ad hoc commission, which has a discrete job, and once it's done, their work is done. So
I understand that. The question
sir,
is, how do
I
I get?
appreciate
What
everything
do I
you're
have to
getting.
do? Do I
Sir,
have
I
to do
appreciate
anything?
everything you're getting into, but this really isn't the forum for it. There's other people that want to testify. And if you have questions, as Ms. Belcastro said, you should email them or contact your councilman's office or councilwoman's office, as the case may be.
I hear you. I just as this meeting is going, it seems like answers to questions are hard to come by. Whether
Well,
it be
that's
from
not
you guys,
because this
whether
is
it
not
be
the
from the
forum for
emails.
answering questions, sir. This is the forum for having people testify as the 8 people or 9 people that I have before you. So thank you very much for connecting to this meeting tonight. Chris, who is the next speaker?
Our next speaker is Kira Resnick. Ms. Resnick?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Great, thank you. I just want to start with thanking the previous speaker, Emmanuel, for raising that point up. I do think that it's important to highlight the type of responsiveness we can expect from that email. Having actually written an email with my testimony, I wasn't planning to read from it, but I'll do that instead. So thank you all for your commitment and service to the communities that you represent. I'm writing as a resident of Lock Hill and a member of the Lock Hill Community Association. And it's in the spirit of representation and the faith that I have in our county's legislative system that I'm urging this council to take this opportunity to realign the Lock Hill community with its neighbors in Towson. The idea of representative democracy is to do just that, for our community to place its faith in an individual who's both aligned with our ideals and committed to supporting our community. When I purchased my home in Lock Hill, I did so because it's a community where I feel a deep connection. I attended Towson University, and I spent so much of my time during and after college in the homes and businesses of friends and family here in Stoneleigh and Idlewild and Annesley. And quite frankly, didn't even know that they were different until I went to buy a house. You know, you walk through these communities and it's fluid, it makes sense. We're all really one space. Lock Hill should be and deserves to be represented alongside of those communities to which it's tied. The LHCA maintains an active membership in the Towson Communities Alliance. Lock Hill parents are PTA members in our Towson schools. Towson is where we work and own businesses. It's where we shop and dine, and most importantly, where we build relationships as neighbors and friends. All roads lead us back to unified Towson, and yet at the county level, we're left with disjointed representation, represented by 3 different council persons, as Patty pointed out earlier. Your role as council is to support our communities by supporting effective leadership and representation. The reality as it stands is that Lock Hill has been placed in a district with which it has little in common, and that district is now unnecessarily fragmented as a result. Representative Bevins has done a truly wonderful job navigating this challenge, but it's a completely unnecessary burden for any representative to have to juggle communities at odds. Further, it positions our communities within District 6 in such a way that we're competing if our issues aren't aligned. That dynamic undermines the very spirit of what representative legislation is meant to achieve. It's imperative that this council take our request seriously and take this opportunity to reunite Lock Hill with Greater Towson in District 5, and further to realign representation to better serve the interests of the communities in both Districts 5 and 6. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony, ma'am. Chris, do we have any other speakers?
No, Mr. Boswick, no other speakers this evening.
Okay. The only thing I would add is to all the people that registered to sign up and all the people that did not but sent in testimony. When the Redistricting Commission email address receives an email from anyone, Chris Belcastro forwards that email to all 5 of the Redistricting Commission members, and they have received them, and we have received them. I personally print out every one of them and read them, and I'm sure that the commission members do that in some form or fashion, whether they print it out or just read it from their emails. So the message that anyone is sending is being heard and read. I just want to make sure everyone is aware of that. Does anyone have any question? Mrs. Bevins, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Boswick. First, I'd like to apologize. I was actually 10 minutes early for the meeting and then kicked myself off with my audio and had an extremely hard time getting back on. So I did miss the first few testimonies. But first, I want to thank the commission again for their time and talents. This is going to be a long journey that we all travel together. My thoughts and prayers go out to Mr. Latshaw, who sat on the committee last redistricting, and due to his accident, I hope he's going to be okay. And I want to thank especially Jim Almond, who is my appointee and who knows Baltimore County extremely well, and especially the 6th district, because he worked directly in it for over 3 years. I want to thank the folks that testified from Lock Hill, and I have loved representing that area along with Glendale, Glenmont, Lock Raven Village, Hillendale, and Hillendale Park. All these communities came to the 6th district, the last redistricting. And I thought, how will I ever get to know all these folks and understand their issues? And it didn't take long. And I want to thank those who commented on the way that they feel they've been represented. And I'm really grateful for the time that I've done that. And I've just really, really enjoyed representing these districts. But I understand the opinions that you have as far as being connected. So I just want to take a minute to thank everybody for their work on this commission. Thank you, Mr. Bostwick.
Thank you, Mrs. Bevins. I know that Mr. Patoka and Mr. Jones are also on. So, Mr. Patoka, is there anything you would like to say?
Thank you, Tom. No, just thank you to all of the members of the Redistricting Commission for volunteering your time for this very important work, and also the comments from the attendees. It sounds like people gave their testimony a lot of thought, and I think it'll be helpful for the Redistricting Commission as it begins to deliberate and shape its thoughts moving forward. So thanks to everyone that's participating in this process.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Jones?
Yeah, I just wanted to also thank everybody for their participation. Certainly appreciate the commission members for putting in the time to come up with some good maps. You know, this is a process, as everybody knows, it happens once every 10 years. And the purpose of it is to make sure everybody gets one person, one vote. And it's not easy giving the confines or the rules of redistricting. There are rules that the commission must follow that are established in law. So I appreciate everybody's comment, appreciate all the work everyone's doing. And I'm happy to hear that so many people have recognized the hard work of Councilwoman Bevins as well as Councilman Marks. We put in an awful lot of work, but for the folks in the one community that I forget ends with the Hill, I don't think you'll get anybody better than Councilwoman Bevins. She works extremely hard each and every day for her constituents, and I certainly heard all your concerns. But I'm here to tell you, you won't get anybody better than Councilwoman. On that note, thank you very much, Mr. Bostwick, for giving me an opportunity to speak.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
I think Mr. Crandall is also on. So if you can locate him, Chris.
I have unmuted him. Councilman Crandall, are you there?
I am here, and I apologize to everyone for being late. I was under the impression that the meeting was later in the evening, and I appreciate the text from Councilwoman Bevins in her normal style. Where are you? That's not exactly how it went, but so I've missed the first part of the meeting. Have been talking with some residents of the 6th and 7th district, especially with the areas that the 6th and 7th share, and they overlap. In fact, the Essex Middle River Civic Council has representatives from both the 6th and 7th district community associations, and when I first took office, I had to get a whole, as Councilwoman Bevins said, when she went through redistricting, I had to learn a whole new area, which was the Back River Neck Peninsula, which moved from the 6th to the 7th in the last redistricting that Baltimore County did, and it's been a real pleasure to get to know the waterfront on the other side of Back River, since I'm from Dundalk, and get to know the passions that people have for their neighborhoods over there. And we've seen in the Essex area some defunct community associations pick up steam and gain a lot of membership and really provide a voice to the community. This is my first redistricting process, so it's going to be very interesting how this shakes out and what recommendations come from the commission. And I was on the call when Mr. Bostwick was talking about the correspondence that we received. Now, I have a question for Mr. Bostwick. Are council members also going to be in receipt of those comments, or are they privy only to the commission?
Well, certainly, Mr. Crandall, they're not private, so we can certainly forward them on to the council members as well.
Okay, very good. And I also want to acknowledge the work that the commission is doing, has done already. It's been a challenging year, of course, because of the lack of census data to inform the recommendations that they may make, and these folks are very thoughtful people appointed because they understand how county government works and how the redistricting process works. And I just appreciate their time and effort. This is purely volunteer, and they are like all of us, where they just want the best for Baltimore County. So again, apologize for being late, and just thank everybody for joining the call.
Thank you, sir. Is there? I'm going to turn back to the redistricting commission members themselves. Does anyone have any comments or questions? Mr. Newberger, go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Bostwick. Councilman Crandall raises an interesting issue that I'm wondering, hopefully would not place much of an administrative headache on you, Mr. Bostwick, but with the permission of the folks who wrote letters to the commission, which I believe all of us have reviewed and will certainly take under consideration, would it be possible on the redistricting website to post those letters? Obviously, I think we'd have to check with the folks to see if they're comfortable with that, but you know, people who testify here, this is a public hearing. I think it's also important for the folks who took the time to write letters to have their letters as part of an official record that, you know, folks in the district can review. That may be a little bit of a hurdle to do, but I think accommodating them in that way and also letting people know that the letters that they wrote are being reviewed and received, I think is important.
I think that's a great idea, and I think we can certainly do that. We can post, because we are printing them, so we can certainly on the commission's website or the page on the website, we can have a link to written testimony that we've received. And you know, people have to understand, and I'm sure they do, that when you send an email to a public body, it is public information. So those emails can certainly, excuse me, be posted so that everyone knows that, you know, they're out there and that we are taking them into account, or the commission.
Great. I think I'd be very appreciative if we could do that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone else have any questions or comments?
Just a comment, posting the emails is also a reflection of transparency too. So I think it's a great idea.
Indeed.
Yes.
I think you're right, Mr. Plymouth. So we will do that. I don't think it'll be that big a deal, right, Chris?
We'll have to work out it would certainly be a PDF document, and I don't know if you want, we can't do a run on PDF of all. We'll have to do like a couple. We'll talk about it tomorrow, the technical part of it.
Yeah.
It can be done, yes.
Yeah, we'll do it maybe like in batches or something like that. But,
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Again, does anyone have any questions or comments as we kind of close? Okay. Well, this is the last public hearing, potentially. Go ahead, Chris.
Sorry, one more thing, Mr. Bostwick, for those that are on this hearing. The videos are also, there's a link to all of the public hearing videos that we've done recordings for all of them. So those recordings are also available from the previous hearings, and this evening's hearing will be on there as well. There is a link also on the commission's website to view all the videos. So I just wanted to run that by you.
Very good. Yeah, I would encourage anyone to connect to the county council's website, and then if you look in the yellow box, the yellow alert box, which is, you know, right there, if you look at the Redistricting Commission page or the link, click on that link, and that will take you to the Redistricting Commission's page. And there's a lot of information on that page, including the videos and a lot of links to information. So with that, this is the last of the 3 public hearings that is required to be held by the Redistricting Commission. The commission will now begin its work in earnest, which means, you know, thinking about what has been said and the emails that have been received, and looking at the districts on the whole and individually, and hopefully that will dovetail with receiving the census information or whatever alternative information we can utilize to get this ball rolling. And then as the summer leads into the fall, the commission will make its recommendation or recommendations to the county council in mid-October, if not before, hopefully. And then the county council will have basically the rest of the year to consider those recommendations and to come up with the actual redistricting plan that it adopts, that it deems appropriate. So again, does anyone last minute, any other questions? Okay, thank you all for getting on this call and this WebEx, and keep the emails coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you.